Hi everyone, my name is Sadie and I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. So I wanted to come on here and make a video about being gifted with ADHD. I believe this is likely why it took me so long to get diagnosed. I'm 20 years old and was just diagnosed with ADHD. I just kind of wanted to go into my experience in like middle school and elementary school, being a gifted kid, and how that's translated, how my ADHD has kind of affected my experience in high school and onto college, which is where I am now. So high school was pretty challenging for me because I was required to take classes that I didn't necessarily want to take, I wasn't super interested in. And in my college experience, classes that are related to my major or minor are fine. I usually, I do have some trouble maybe procrastinating a little bit. However, it's the classes that I'm not interested in, that I am required to take, that really take a lot of energy and a lot of effort from my experience. I guess in high school, I would always notice, for me, I always struggled with like math and science the most. So my peers would spend like an hour or 30 minutes on a homework assignment, and I would be literally spending multiple hours on a lot of my work. So in high school, I was diagnosed with depression, so I did have some trouble focusing, but I thought it was more an issue with having the energy to do things. So I didn't really realize that it was ADHD related until I kind of worked through a lot of that depression, and then I realized, oh, I'm still having trouble getting things done. In my school experience, just speaking extremely broadly, I remember at the beginning of the semester, like in August, I would literally be so excited. I love learning and I would always get so excited for school. I always loved school in like elementary school, and then as it got onto like middle school and high school, I just struggled. I just really struggled. Yeah, and I was always like an A and B student, but my freshman year of high school, I got my first F. And that was in a math class, and I've now realized that I understood the concepts, but I would make small errors, which is a symptom of ADHD. I kind of have like dyscalculia, which is numbers easily get mixed up in my head. So I was taking an honors class too. I was taking honors and AP classes pretty much my entire high school experience, as well as middle school. And it was just really tough for me. Later on in high school, when I realized how much time I was devoting to math and science and that it wasn't the same as my peers, I thought, okay, maybe I should just take a regular class. Maybe I don't need to take an honors class. And my dad wouldn't let me. My dad had told me that I didn't have a choice in the matter, because he is good at math and his dad is good at math. That was the reason. So it can be really hard for someone with ADHD who's gifted and they don't even know they have ADHD because they get the good grades, they're able to sit through class and behave well enough. So I never got a diagnosis. I didn't know that I had ADHD. I knew that it just took me longer to do a lot of things, but I didn't know why. I thought I was just lazy. I thought I was just sad. I thought I was just eating too much junk food, because that's what everyone always told me. I didn't realize that I needed a different type of help. Wow. Sorry, this is getting a little heavy. I found that I really am a perfectionist, and that's that's not always good. Sometimes it stops me from doing a lot of the things that I can do and I want to do. So when I'm learning something that I'm not super confident in, or that something that doesn't come easily to me, it's like I can't do it. It's like I've already given up on myself, because it doesn't come naturally to me and it makes me feel dumb, which I know is kind of an exaggeration, but as a gifted kid, I always was used to things coming easy to me, so when things didn't, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to improve, and I didn't know how to ease up on myself, because I knew how smart and capable I was, but I just wasn't executing in the ways I wanted to. So also not realizing that I did have ADHD, my parents not realizing, and my parents forcing me to take classes I didn't want to take. I remember my mom told me that I should apply for the honors college in college. And I straight up told her, no, I'm not smart enough for that. And it's tough because it's like you have all this amazing potential, but there's just like something kind of holding you back in a way. And when everyone around you tells you you're just being lazy, you just need to try harder, that's what you try to do, but a lot of times it doesn't work. I don't think that's ever worked for anyone with ADHD. It's sad because the school system, they're supposed to accommodate you. It's their job basically to figure out whether you need accommodations and accommodate you. But when your parents don't know you need accommodations, then who's gonna tell them? You're not gonna tell them. I would have been the only kid in an honors class asking for accommodations. I was too scared, too nervous to do that. And none of my teachers advocated for, none of my teachers ever thought I needed any assistance. It's just hard when the system isn't designed for you. It's not equipped to help neurodivergent people succeed, quite honestly. And then the teachers tell you, oh, you have so much potential. There's just something holding you back. It makes us feel like there's just something wrong with us. But turns out there's nothing wrong with us. There's things wrong systemically. There's things wrong nationally, and that's not my fault. That's the government's fault. And it just weighs so heavily on individuals and burdens individuals so heavily from a national scale. And honey, we need some reform. We need some reform in the school system. Thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, do all the things. So thank you so much for those of you who watched and listened, and I'll see you next week.